can just get that rice ASMR right there. And I'm back. I didn't measure out how much, but like I said, whatever we don't eat, we will eat. Whatever we don't put in the wraps, we'll eat. Because coconut rice is amazing. Beans rice burrito, yes, that's on the menu on Wednesday actually. So I love making meals like this because whatever we don't put in the wraps, I know that it's going to feed into the meals that we're doing later in the week. So Connor Khan says, sort of a toasted burrito. Love rice in wraps. It is kind of like a toasted burrito. Yeah, some of them we will do very much burrito style with, you know, all the usual burrito foods like the beans, the rice, and the chicken and the cheese. We do even have chipotle, which is always a source of choice that we have in our burrito. So we'll definitely be doing some of them, and we'll be doing some other combinations as well, like the ones with the broccoli. And if we had feta, we would definitely be putting feta in. And we have a first-time chatter, Mike Ross Forever. Thank you so much for popping in. Connor, you ever think about baking a crumb cake? On the moon, bruv. I don't know what a crumb cake is, but I have made, what was it? It was a crumbed cinnamon banana bread. That was excellent. So that's probably the closest I've come to baking that. Oh, Addie just licked the saucepan. You just licked the saucepan. And Cookie Punster says, ate a huge burrito once and couldn't walk after. That's when you know it's a big burrito. Yes, I love burritos. Obviously, we've got one on the fridge for Wednesday. I'll turn you around if you're new here and you've missed it. Hello, mate. Mike Ross Forever. And then that funny face. I need to know what that one actually means. I see it on Twitch all the time, and it's a dessert. Awesome. It does sound like a dessert that I could get around. Quickly going to turn you around if you're new here. This is my little system for our meal prepping for the week. So Monday, tomorrow, there we go. Monday, there we go. Monday we've got toasted wraps. They are veggie toasted wraps, but today we're going a little rogue and making chicken wraps, I guess. Some will have chicken, some probably won't. Then we've got lentil burrito bowls for Tuesday, and then burritos for Wednesday. And Thursday we've got tuna mornay, which I've prepped that beforehand, and that's just sitting in the freezer because we always have a whole heap of freezer meals. Friday is stuffed sweet potatoes, which also has a whole bunch of these similar style of, I don't know, food medley of the corn and the beans and the cheese and things. So here's our rice. It's a lot of rice actually. I always do too much rice, but that's fine. I'm gonna put in our coconut cream, and that's basically all there is to it. Just cook it in some coconut cream and water. Okay, so maybe the difference between coconut cream and coconut milk is this is way more solid than coconut milk usually is. I feel like there was a lot right there. Whereas usually I would use coconut milk because I find that that's more affordable here anyway. But yes, I just spooned that out and look at all that coconutty goodness right there. So I've just dumped that straight in, and we're just gonna cook it. And it's the rice is gonna soak up all that coconutty goodness. I'm stirring in to see how much liquid we have. Oh, I could use another can, but one thing I have noticed, I'll just grab it. Coconut cream, the amount of fat in this is 50% of your daily recommended intake of fat, which is a lot. And it says that this entire can has 7 servings approximately. So 1 serving daily intake per serving. So 1/7 of this is 50% of your recommended daily fat intake. So very, very, very rich in fat. But when you consider what else we're putting in our wraps, we don't actually have a whole lot of fat. We've got the chicken breast that we've cooked in the oven with no oil. We've got corn, we've got leafy greens, we've got beans. We do have cheese, which is basically the only other thing that has fat. In terms of the ingredients that we're putting in, sweet potato, that's all good. So I think we'll probably top it up with water rather than another can. But yes, I've just mixed it all through. It looks amazing, soaking it all up. Chunky coconut cream, yes. I love the smell of coconut. My sister actually bought me a coconut shower bomb, which is like a bath bomb, but for in the shower, so it fizzes up. And yeah, smelled incredible, but not as incredible as this smells, because this is real coconut. And Addie's just pressing the buttons on the dishwasher. What are you doing, Addie? Must you? I think she's learning how to use the dishwasher, guys. Okay, we've put in enough water just to cover that, but most of that is the coconut milk. Don't you get into that bin, Addie. Don't you do it. And we will not be leaving a silicone spatula on that saucepan. That would not go well. This morning I had a protein bar, like a dark chocolate cranberry one for breakfast, and then 2 little protein balls. So I'm getting pretty hungry. It's 11:39, so it's almost lunchtime. So we will be eating these for lunch. There's our capsicum or bell pepper, if that's how you say it where you are. What else? We've got our broccoli, which has drained over here. Excuse me. I'll just leave that in the colander for now. Is that what you guys call this? Colander? Strainer? Oh, so this is not very aesthetic, is it? This red one. Do we need it for anything else? You know what? We probably do. That sweet potato. Let's do the sweet potatoes now, because then we can use the skin and roast them in the oven, because we're not about wasting food here. Look at all that sugar. Can you see the sugar that has come out of that? There's like sugar juice right there. And they've cooled down enough. They're still pretty warm. But yes, we are mainly here for the flesh. For the flesh of the sweet potato. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. I let it cool down for ages. Anyway, that there is the sugar. So I'm just gonna put that aside. Excuse me, Addie. She always lies right where I wanna walk. Hopefully that's not too hot to handle. Maybe some tongs. And see how easy that is to cut into. That's why I always prefer, if I'm gonna make a whole heap of sweet potato flesh for in something like a toasted wrap, is just cook it beforehand. Saves me needing to faff around with like peeling it and cutting it. So much easier just to stab it, put it in the microwave or the oven, and just forget about it until it's cooked. And then, as you will see, the skin's just gonna peel right away. So just split it down the middle, and then down the middle again. And let's get something to put our sweet potato in. Thank you, Addie. Oh. Let's see if it's spoon worthy, if we can just spoon it straight out into the bowl. Can you see the steam? Am I in focus? I'm in focus, aren't I? Hopefully. Yeah, this is like steaming like crazy. Yeah, that's spoon worthy. See that? Just comes straight out. But we didn't want to overcook the skins too much because we're gonna be roasting them. I don't know if you saw it, but if you do follow me on Instagram, I did make a whole bunch of sweet potato fries the other night. Was that last night? Oh, it's really hard to know what day it is. But yeah, that was great. I just cut them up, put them in the oven, drizzled on some honey, a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and rosemary. And it was rosemary from our garden, which was just the coolest feeling. Finally having space enough to grow some things like rosemary, which is probably our most used herb spice choice. So I'm just, look at that, just comes straight out. It's hot. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday or a Saturday, wherever you are. I don't think it's Monday anywhere for any place in the world, is it? But yes, hope you're having a lovely weekend. Josh and I are. We actually woke up early this morning, which is such a change. We took Addie for a walk. We did some training with her. That's why she got the cheese. She doesn't usually get cheese for breakfast, but she just isn't very into eating her kibble, which is a lot easier to just transport in a little pouch as we're doing training with her. But yeah, she's not a fan. She likes cheese way better and will listen if we pull out the cheese. So she did really well this morning. She didn't go to the park though, because we figured this is training time. Good thing I only did 2 of these sweet potatoes, by the way. That's almost a full bowl and we're not even finished yet. Oh, that just fell out. Did you see that? This is the flesh and that just fell out of this one. So good. Definitely the easiest way to cook sweet potatoes. And the chicken should be fully cooled down. So I'll shred that right after this. Should probably get on that now so we don't have the chicken out for too long. Ah, that's hot. There we go. Look at that. That's just like, it's basically like a mash. Now we don't have to put in any effort. Oh, we've got a follower. Thank you so much for following Token114. It's great to have you here. Thanks so much for stopping in and giving a follow. I love seeing Addie's little face pop up. Just makes me so happy. And Pinky Isoclad says, next stream could be making dog treats. Yes, I have definitely thought about it. Fun fact, sweet potato, she loves sweet potato. Not when it's this hot. Definitely need to let it cool down. But if you do have a hyperactive dog like we do, chill when she's just, you know, doing her own thing, but when people come over, she goes bonkers. So I have found these things called licky mats. They're all in the freezer, but they're basically like this mat that has all these little grooves in it. And what I like doing is putting in something like sweet potato when it's basically pureed like this. And then just putting it in the freezer and it freezes. So she has to lick to get at it because she loves sweet potato, or yogurt is a really good one, like Greek yogurt. And it's something about them licking, it releases like what's it called? Like endorphins, feel good endorphins, but that are also calming. So what we do when people come over and she goes bonkers, once she does start to calm down, then we give her one of these licky mats. So yeah, that's a good thing. So I don't have any licky mats at the moment, but if I did, I would definitely be putting in some of this sweet potato. But I filled them all up the other day because we had Greek yogurt that we had to use up. Like I had one more day left on it, so. There we go, here, this is the thing I'm talking about. This thing. But, oh, yep, she's just wagging her tail and she's coming close. But yeah, she's got all these like little grooves in there and she has to lick quite vigorously to get out the whatever we put in. Whoa. Oh no, it's a race towards. I just dropped that and then Addie lunged for it. That was a loud noise, wasn't it? Let's check on our rice. That was very loud. Sorry if that startled you. It startled me. So our rice is just starting to get soft. Okay, let's put on these potato skins. Probably don't need one that big. I find these little ones are much better because then they fit in the dishwasher. Yeah, everything's good. I dropped a licky mat. I know it was very loud. So, potato skins. And I've left just a tiny little bit of flesh on them so they don't get too crispy, although I really do like them crispy. Okay, maybe I did need a bigger one. Oh well, they'll reduce down a bit as they crisp up and kind of curl. Yeah, I dropped the licky mat and then Addie lunged for it. She would. There's a bit of yogurt on the floor. Do you want to go get it? Go find.
Go find.
Yeah, there it is. You walked right over it. She's not always the most observant pup. Cool. There's our sweet potato. I'm really gonna have to keep an eye on this rice here. I might just turn it down a bit. That's on the lowest heat now, so it can just bubble away. But yes, I would recommend not wasting your skins from sweet potatoes or regular potatoes. At the moment, sweet potatoes are actually cheaper, like a whole $1 cheaper per kilogram than just regular white potatoes. And as the name suggests, they are sweeter. I do like them better. So we always have heaps of them. You want to make sure this doesn't catch, because coconut rice is such a delicate flavor that you do not want it to catch on the bottom, because then it will just go throughout the entire thing. Let's do a little taste test. I'll do it with the spoon, because I feel like that just cooked really quickly then. It's still a little bit crunchy. I'm gonna have to take that off. It's on the lowest heat. Might take it off for a little bit. And we have a lid for this one, don't we? I'm gonna put the lid on and take it off the heat so that can just simmer away. And I think it's time to cut the chicken, well, shred the chicken. And we don't really mind if it, you know, gets some sweet potato on there, because it's all going to be thrown in a wrap, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Oh, there we go. And where is our grater? Yep, it's cooled down enough to hold. I don't know why it never crossed my mind to just let the chicken cool down before I start shredding it. But yeah, look at that, it's just falling apart really. Just using the grater to help along with the process, because I like having it shedded. I keep saying shredded. I've got shedded in my mind because Addie is currently shedding her fur, which is really weird because we start winter in a week, about a week's time. So don't know what that's about. Yes, shredded chicken, hashtag shredded chicken. It's excellent. And it is Addie's all-time favorite food. If we were to rank Addie's favorite foods from like first to least, shredded chicken is number 1, cheese is number 2, sweet potato is number 3. I have to move this bowl because she's right there, and you can almost see her little eyeballs. Well, this is exciting. Once this is shredded, that's basically everything. And then we can start putting them together, which is the fun part. That's most definitely the fun part, aside from eating them. I am just being ultra cautious of the grater because I grated my hand a while ago. And that wasn't good because I got over eager. Also, this chicken is just like falling apart. Look at it. It's so good. You wouldn't think it would be so moist by just cooking it in the oven like that, but it is, as long as you don't overcook it, which we were almost on the verge of because I get very distracted when I'm talking to you guys. But it makes it way more fun. Way more fun. This is also something, Cookie Bunster, if you're still there, this is something that I also do along with the shredded cheese. Every couple of weeks, really, we buy a thing of chicken like this, just a bulk thing of chicken breast. Just put it straight in the oven. Make sure to not overcook it, and then I just shred it and we put it in the freezer. Anything that we don't use immediately, we just put it straight in the freezer, and it's really good to heat up for Addie and also for ourselves. I would recommend though, if you are heating it up very quickly, like if you're putting it in the microwave, put in a glass of water so then the moisture can kind of be soaked up by the chicken, or else it kind of dries out. And it's totally fine for Addie. She loves it. She loves chicken heated up like that. Oh, and her least favourite food, I forgot to say it from first to least. We know her top 3 foods, but her least favourite food is kibble. Just the regular dry dog food. Yeah, I know, it's chicken. It's giving me some major puppy eyes. It's getting really messy up in here. Also, if you're not, if you don't eat meat, if you're vegan, you can definitely swap this out. Maybe put in some, I've done that, like crispy tofu. If you're not using or eating chicken, I find it's the easiest way to get some protein into our diet, because I think that's something that we don't really have a lot of. So, and it's really expensive. Chicken is very expensive at the moment. So we don't have it often, but it's good. We're spreading it across so many different wraps. Yeah. So Pinky ISO says, missed the first part of the stream. When you put the chicken in the oven, did you season it or put oil or butter on it? And what was the temperature? So, no, I did not. I didn't do any of those things because we are just shredding it and we're using a whole range of different sauces in the actual wraps. I just put in the chicken, no butter, no oil or anything. The temperature was about 200 degrees Celsius, which I'm sorry, I don't know the conversion if you don't work in Celsius, but I'm sure Google will tell you. Yeah, and we put it on for 20 minutes, straight in the oven, no oil, no butter, just put it on this silicone, yep, I can touch that, it's not too hot, this silicone baking mat, and put it on for 20 minutes, flipped it, and then another 20 minutes. So 40 minutes all up. And the skin did get a little bit crispy, but I actually kind of like that. It's probably not a way I would cook chicken for something that's, you know, like a delicate kind of a meal, if that makes sense, but for something when we're making a heap of it, like we're bulk making things today. And yeah, it's just the easiest way that I have found to cook chicken, where I don't have to be slaving over a saucepan, flipping it constantly, making sure it doesn't catch. And I can prep all these other things whilst it cooks in the oven. So if you want the easiest possible way to cook chicken, I would recommend just putting it straight in the oven. Do we want it in a Tupperware? Yes. Yes. It's good. All our timings are working out pretty well. Also, I am aware I need to put those potato skins in, but I'll do that once I finish shredding this chicken so that I can keep an eye, because I don't want those to burn. Also, buying shredded chicken from the store is so expensive. I remember I was looking at like meal prepping a whole bunch of stuff for work lunches when I worked in the city. And I thought, oh, it's just too much effort to cook a whole bunch of chicken over a saucepan in bulk and make sure it doesn't burn and be there for ages flipping it. So I did look into just getting shredded chicken, like pre-shredded from the stores, and per kilogram it was ridiculous. It was like 3 times the price of just buying regular chicken breast, and you got way less of it, which if anyone knows me, that's not really how I do things, how I meal prep. I like making a whole bunch of stuff and having the convenience of knowing it's in the freezer or when I need it. But yeah, look, like it's still super duper moist and just pulls apart. I know Addie. She's drooling all over the floor. Hopefully I don't slip in it. You're such a dog, Addie. Chimkin, please. The next thing that I need to work on for my Twitch channel is like little sound bites. Yeah, there should be like Addie themed ones where it can be like, Chimkin, please. Or plays her heavy breathing. I need to record Addie's heavy breathing. And then it can be like redeemable with like channel points. That'd be pretty fun. There we go, that's all shredded up. Probably gonna use half of this chicken, I think. We made a lot. That's a lot of shredded chicken right there. It's a full Tupperware container. And we've got this, and we've got a whole nother breast over there. Addie just licked my leg. Licked my leg out of love. So I can give her some chicken, I think, is the aim, isn't it, Addie? You want some chicken? Oh, and I do have this thing called a veggie bullet, which I'm devastated, but I broke it. But usually that's what I would be using to prep all these things even more efficiently. And that's how I would shred chicken. So I've been shredding this chicken for, I don't know, at least 5 minutes at least. There's a lot of it. But the veggie bullet, maybe I'll pull it out when we're toasting the wraps and you can see what it is. I don't even think they sell it anymore. Well, they definitely don't sell the part that I need, the one that I broke. But you just, it's got a shredding function. It's got like a noodle function that I would make sweet potato noodles and zucchini noodles out of. It was so good. And I'm so sad that I broke it. And I've been on eBay trying to find the part that I need. I just can't find it anywhere. I can find all the other parts, the ones that I didn't break. But yeah, I would just literally cook the chicken like this and then within 30 seconds be done with shredding it, because I would just feed it through the little tube thing and it would shred it all. It was magical. And now it just sits there in the pantry in its box, not being used, because that's what I used it most for, was the shredding function. Also, it was amazing for shredding cheese. I would just get like a block of cheese and then put it down in 10 seconds, the whole thing was shredded. So pretty sad that I broke that. I got over eager and I crammed too much into it, and then this little I don't know, little compartment thing broke away. So good, because yeah, I would have already been making the wraps if we had that. Oh, we have a suggestion. So for shredding chicken, use a hand mixer until you can find the replacement part. That does sound good. I need a hand mixer. But yes, very good suggestion. I should, because yeah, doing it by hand like this it takes some time. Okay, how can we most efficiently do this? I think we'll put on the toasting machine because that'll take a couple minutes to heat up. Whilst that's heating up, we will make our potato skins because that's just a yummy extra addition to the stream and something that I can snack on while we're waiting for our wraps. Here's all the things, by the way. Well, not all the things, most of the things that I can fit in the shot, really. I'm gonna put this entire thing of shredded chicken, where are we gonna put it? Straight in the freezer, probably. I don't think we'll probably eat toasted wraps for lunch in a little bit, and probably for dinner, because they are good. And it's great with all these different things, we can make different combinations, which just keeps it fun and interesting. And let's make sure we write what's on there, or else I will forget. If you haven't seen it before, this is how I know what anything is in my freezers, because I have multiple. These little, what are they? They're like blackboard stickers. And it's got a whole heap of them. And usually I have them on every single one of my Tupperware containers, but I think this one was in the pantry for some time and it had something else in there, so it doesn't have a sticker. So we can see me putting a sticker on it, which I haven't done in the longest time because I love stickers. And you can put them in the microwave with the sticker on. You can put them in the freezer, in the dishwasher. And then I've just got this chalkboard marker that I write what's on there. Chicken. Nope, there you go, chicken. Or else I don't know what anything in the freezer is. Also, it's great for writing dates on things, for things that I'm putting in the fridge. So I write when I've made it. But if it's something like chicken where it's shredded like this, so it's actually very easy to break apart, use what you do need. Like if I'm heating some up for Addie, then yeah, it's a really great system that I found. It's Lavender Cube, hi! Thanks so much for popping in. I am making a crazy amount of food. We're making some loaded toasted wraps. Thank you so much for popping in. In the freezer, which it's getting pretty full. Good thing I have another freezer. Let's make, nope, not yet. We're putting on the toasty machine so that can heat up. That's what we decided. And earlier we had another camera set up where you could see where the toasty maker was going to be, but we know how that went. That didn't work out well. How are you going, Lavender Cube? Did you enjoy your steak last night? And how's your weekend turning out? Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. I'll flip the camera around when we're actually cooking them, maybe. Okay, that is heating up. I got coconut milk on my phone. And we'll check the coconut rice, because maybe that's done steaming, which is, I know as soon as it's done steaming, Josh is gonna come out and start eating it. So good thing I made extra. I always have to make extra to account for Josh snacking. Lavender cube going well, having a salad and watching YouTube videos. The cookies you made came out delicious. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sending me that recipe, by the way. I definitely need to make them. I've never heard of them before. Haystacks, if anyone else watching has heard of haystacks. Lavender made some last night. They're like no-bake cookies, which I was very intrigued as to how you make no-bake cookies. But yeah, Lavender made some and it sounds amazing. They were chocolate flavored, or you can make them peanut butter, I think it was. And I'm good, thank you. I'm very good. We woke up early this morning, which is very unusual for us. So I feel like I have done more. That is not hot. That's not hot at all. I have done more this morning than I would usually by like the middle point of the day. So I'm just gonna drizzle on a tiny bit of oil, like that much. We do not need much. And we've got our tongs. And Lavender Cube says, yeah, no problem. I love them so much. I grew up with them. Oh, that's lovely. It's lovely making the cookies that you grew up with. I think the cookies that I grew up making were chocolate chip. With my mum and with my nan. They were always the cookie of choice. And then with my dad, it was always Anzac biscuits. There we go, we're just making sure they are. Every little bit has got a little bit of oil on it. Oh, and Konokakan redeemed hydrate. Yes, I literally forget unless someone tells me. I'm gonna go grab my drink bottle because I've not had a drink like all morning. I had my tea, but that was it. Thank you for redeeming the hydrate. Addie just flew into action. Did I drop something? Thank you for using your channel points. Very fun. Yes, I agree with Konokan Khan. I hope you're having a wonderful day and that you don't have to do landscaping because that's what we're doing. After I make a whole heap of food, I'm gonna change out of this dress and go do our landscaping yet again. Because we actually have some sunlight hours. It's been getting dark really quickly here. So I started the irrigation last night. We're doing our own irrigation with pop-up sprinklers for our future lawn. Started that last night. It got pretty late, like 4:30, and then realized the sun goes down in an hour's time. So that was annoying. And we have our own rosemary from our garden, so we're definitely using that. And because they have already been cooked, so we could get the fleshy section out for our wraps, it's actually okay that we put our rosemary on now. Because I have found if you put rosemary on too early, when you haven't roasted the skins, the rosemary itself can burn, which is not the best. I'm just flipping that in, and definitely salt and pepper. And Pinky ISO says, are you going to be using the sugar that came out of the sweet potatoes for anything? You actually read my mind. I have been in the back of my brain here thinking, what can I use that for? Because usually I would just cook the sweet potatoes in the oven for the entire time, and the sugar syrup itself that comes out of the sweet potatoes gets very caramelized, especially on these silicone baking mats. So it's very easy to pull up and then snack on, which is a really yummy snack. But I don't know, it's sitting over there, and I have been thinking, could I use it for anything else where I don't need to make another dish, another tray to go in the dishwasher, because I think we're gonna be pretty full by the time we pack the dishwasher. I was wondering if I could put it in anything. Could we put it in the wraps? Would that be weird? Maybe. That's a cool idea. I'm thinking we could even mix some of that sugary syrup in with the chicken, and it would make it really sweet. It'd be like putting honey in with the chicken. Okay, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Thank you very much for asking. You made me really think about it rather than just, what should I do with that? Cool, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mix it in with some of our chicken. More pepper. And Konakon Khan says, thanks, it's going well so far, aside from the usual stream technical difficulties. Yup. I don't know what I would do without you, Josh. I certainly wouldn't be able to stream nearly as much, because every stream there's technical difficulties. That's our toasting machine heated up. Here's our sweet potatoes. I've flipped them around because the skin on the underside, I like cooking that first because it is, well, it's got the fleshy part. Here we go, covered in homegrown rosemary, olive oil and salt and pepper. And a great combination to add with this, if you're doing just regular fries or even the skins, is adding honey. So let's pop that in. And we'll probably put that on for about 15. Yeah, 15 at around about 200 degrees Celsius. And rice testing time. I don't know where this mystery fork came from or what it was used for. Pinky, so that sounds good. Thank you. I think it will be. I think that'll be really nice. I've not done it before, but not in that way. The rice smells so good. Look how fluffy our coconut rice is. Oh, it smells so good. Should see if it's definitely cooked perfectly and not crunchy. That's perfect. That's definitely the way to go when it's just a little bit crunchy and it's not quite done yet. Just putting it off the heat and just putting a lid on so it can steam up even more. Yep, that was definitely the way to go. Okay. Let's get our production line up. I'm gonna have to wipe down the countertop again because Addie's jumped up a number of times today. So don't anyone redeem the puppy one. Oh, and Pinky, you say you can call me Pinky. I will, yep. I'll call you Pinky. Good to know. I always struggle with people's very unique names on Twitch. So if I'm calling you something, incorrectly, anyone in chat, let me know. That squeaky cupboard, every time it spooks me. I won't spray that near the food, and I will spray it straight on the sponge because I don't want spray on our food. And I might even zoom it out a little bit more, maybe change the angle a bit so then you can see the whole setup, because yeah, we're gonna have a little, I don't know, what, like production line, is that the word? Man, I made quite a mess. I can just start to smell the rosemary. Tea towel. I'm so glad we got a big kitchen island like this. I'd be so sad if we went for a small one where I can't spread out, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is our forever kitchen, our forever home. So I'm glad that we spent the money on the kitchen countertop and having such a big island. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Just thinking through the logistics. It was much easier when we had that second camera shot set up, but that's okay, we'll work with what we have. Also, this is the only time I ever use baking paper. Like the only time, because I always use those silicone baking mats whenever I'm cooking something, you know, in the oven. But if I'm cooking something on the toasty machine, then it definitely needs to be baking paper and not the silicone baking mats. I don't think that'd go very well. I never know how much to cut off. I feel like that was too little of a piece. Probably, it might be okay. Might be. I'm gonna be redeeming a hydrate all by myself. Easiest way to do this. So our base is always going to be sweet potato and rice as our starchy goods. Because I find with the combinations that I come up with, sometimes I get a little lost and forget to add some key ingredients sometimes, which is fine, keeps it interesting, but it is much easier to just, yeah, maybe go from left to right, working down with all the different things that we're putting in. So there's our coconut rice, our sweet potato, that'll be our base. We'll then probably be adding broccoli. Don't forget the avo spread. Thank you so much, Pinky. Yes, Yes, and I'll just grab the chicken back out because I just put that in there for a little bit. There's our chicken, got our guacamole. Because I'm not spending $3 on one avocado, which is like this big. Not doing that. That will make like enough for 2 wraps. We'll just start by opening them. And then I'll see exactly what you guys can see. Maybe I'll position you that way. And you can see all the dishes. Hey Josh, could you help with the dishes? Moving you on a tripod. Hopefully I don't unplug anything. Thank you. There, can we see a little bit more? There we go. Well, we can see the laptop. We can get a laptop in front. That's where I can see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I think that'll do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, if you just pack as much in the dishwasher as you can. Thank you. We're gonna start with the large white ones. Also, these little like little oxygen absorbers are very toxic to your dog, so or your cat. Make sure you throw them out ASAP. Especially if you have a curious puppy like we do.
Anything else over there needs to go in?
Yes, these.
Awesome.
I might just keep the tongs though. Just put the tongs in the rosemary thing. Thank you.
Okay.
And I find these, if you just start peeling them off, for some reason, this brand, they rip and then you like have half a wrap, which is really annoying. So I found the best way to do it is just start folding them over like this and rolling them. I actually think it says that on the package. There we go, and they kind of just fall away. There we go. Yes. You've had so much cheese this morning. Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about, if you can see that. See how it's already started like ripping it? I didn't roll it enough. If you're lucky, you might see Addie pressing the buttons on the washing machine. Nope, dishwasher. That's not the washing machine. We don't live in an apartment anymore. That is not a washing machine. Sorry? Yes, Josh has said if we could teach Addie how to pack the dishwasher, that'd be good. Yep, see, it's happening. Yep. So we gotta roll it. Also really good if you're gonna have these wraps and freeze them, which I do all the time, like the whole package. Just open it first, peel them apart and then freeze them. Or else you will be in for the worst time trying to separate them when they're frozen. It just won't happen. And you'll just end up eating like a whole bunch of wraps, like with a knife and fork, basically. Cool, so we're gonna try and be strategic with placing things so then we can do a bunch of wraps at the same time, because I think we can fit maybe 4. Is 4? Yeah, I think we can do 4 at the same time. which would be good. So we'll just lay them out. Okay, time to start. We need spoons for everything, or tongs. Probably tongs for the cheese, and spoons for everything else. Oh, we do have big tongs. That would have been handy. Ooh, those are smelling good. They're crisping up a little, those potato skins, so I might just flip them. Addie is between my legs. What are you doing? You're between my legs, Addie. Excuse me. Now she's, thank you. She stuck her head up my dress. Yeah. Rice, we'll put it in. Black beans, corn. Let's flip those before I forget about it. It does have 2 minutes left, but there we go. It's just starting to get a little bit charred, which is actually how I like them. These potato skins. And I'll put a little more rosemary on because I love rosemary. Some more rosemary. And I picked this from our garden late last night. Oh, we got a follow! Woo! Pinky! Thank you so much for following, Pinky. So glad to have you as a follower for the stream. Addie's really happy. Her tail is wagging like crazy. You want to jump up? Oh, actually, probably not here. But we got a follow. Well, look, Pinky's following. Hey, Addie, want to jump up? Yay! Okay, and down again. There we go. That was fun, wasn't it? She got to see all the things up there. I know there's heaps of food. She's eyeing off the cheese and the sweet potato, huh? Yeah. So I'm just tossing that in. I've flipped them all over. That's why it's good to make sure they all start the same way up, because then you know where you have flipped them. So you don't have too many that are cooked on just one side. So they're all like rough skin up now. I think they're only gonna need another 5, 6, 7 minutes. I want them crunchy. I'm really in the mood for crunchy potato skins. I parted my hair on the other side last night and it's freaking me out. I feel very lopsided, so that's why I keep playing with my hair. Okay, rice. And I need to not get carried away and overpack these because I have done that before and then they just explode on the toasting machine. So let's not do that. I always overestimate how much I'll need on any one wrap, and then by the time I've finished adding every single ingredient, they are just like monster wraps. So coconut rice, I just wanna sit there with a spoon and eat it all. Best rice. I remember the first time I ever made coconut rice. Josh and I had been dating for a while and I wasn't living with him at that point, but I was over at his in the apartment. And yeah, I thought one day when I was looking in the pantry of things to make, clearly he didn't have a lot of food, being a guy at uni studying engineering, didn't have a whole lot of food in the house and would go out every single day to buy food. But he did have coconut milk in there and he had rice. And yeah, we combined it and it was the best thing ever. And now that's the only rice I want to eat. That and Mexican rice, like spicy rice. So if you haven't had coconut rice before, I would recommend picking up some coconut milk or coconut cream like we used today and just putting it in when you're cooking. Just don't go too ham with it because it's super high in fat. Like we saw, 1/7 of that can was 50% of your daily fat intake, which is bonkers. So we just put down our sweet potato, we're putting down our chicken, which is all nice and shredded. I do prefer shredded chicken in these wraps over just like a cubed chicken. I just do. I just prefer it. It's Eat at Dad's. Hi! Thank you so much for popping in. I loved your stream. Your like prep with me for your cooking trip. That was amazing. And I think it was your first stream ever. That was amazing. Very professional. If you haven't checked out Eat at Dad's, I would recommend. They were making a whole bunch of food for their camping trip. And you had excellent music, which made me think I need to actually look at what music is playing. Happy Sunday, yes, happy Sunday to you. Looks very organized. Yes, we've got a little production line going. We've got all our things laid out. We're making an excessive amount of loaded toasted wraps so I can cook them up and freeze all the ones that we're not gonna eat today. Obviously, we're gonna make like 30-ish different wraps. And it's definitely my go-to if I've got things to use up in the fridge, which we bought this broccoli yesterday and I cut into it today and it definitely had to be used up today, which is frustrating. Yeah, but I find that's the best way to use up leftovers is chuck it in a wrap, put some cheese with it and toast it. Freezes really well, especially if you have these big flexible ones. And Eat It Dad says, oh thanks, you're welcome. It was great. I put it on loud, Josh watched it with me. It was really, really lovely. You brought a really lovely vibe to the meal prepping experience and it made me want to go camping. And you're doing one again on Thursday, camping again this coming weekend. Wow. Well, I will definitely be stopping by that one. I love watching people get ready for things, like get ready, especially meal-wise. Like what are you prepping? This is something that I've not streamed before, the loaded wraps, but I make them all the time. Well, not all the time, because I make so many and then they last for such a long amount of time. But I was saying before, my dad is renovating my parents' house, so he didn't have a fridge or an oven or anything, and the power was getting turned off very soon, so we could completely gut the house so they could do renovations. So I thought, what's the easiest thing that we can bring and feed him? And yeah, toasted wraps was it. So that was the last time I made this, which was about a month and a half ago. It's good, you can make any combination. You can keep it really interesting because I like variety and being creative with what we actually have in the house. Yeah, so viewers, if you haven't checked out Eat at Dad's, definitely do. He's new, so am I, but he's even newer than I am. And he's got a great setup. So many different camera angles. We did attempt today. We had the GoPro, but it just didn't wanna do its thing. So we had to take it down. But we did have another angle, so then you could see the toasting machine. But oh well, we're going with this, and hopefully next time we can get it working. It worked for a little bit there, but then it didn't. I think because it has to run without the battery, and it doesn't like the battery being out of it. I don't know, it's weird. Oh, Addie just did the biggest yawn. You tired, Addie? And Eat It Dad says, I'm very much loving your prep setup here. Thank you so much. Just forgot that we had sweet potatoes. I'll check them in a second. Love the prep setup. Production, cooking is close to my heart. Yes, and that's so kind of you. You're welcome. And yay, Pinky just followed Eat It Dads. Yes, good decision. Yep. They're a delight to watch. So thank you for following Eat It Dads. And Kunakan, I think having the GoPro was pushing too much data over the network. Need to run more Ethernet cables throughout. Oh no. Oh no, Josh and his tinkering. Oh well, if it works out that we can then use the GoPro in different angles, that'd be excellent. Because I have been saying for a while now, I would love to use a camera for the setup, because currently we're using Josh's phone, a camera for the setup, a GoPro strapped on to Addie, our little doggo over there who's staring out the window. Yeah, and then maybe like a big overhead one would be really cool. So like those three, where we can also see what's happening in this area. So then you guys can tell me if I've accidentally left the oven on with something in there. Yeah. And it's OMG Pete. Hi, thank you so much for popping in yet again. OMG Pete's a regular and we love him. Thank you so much. How are you going, OMG Pete? Have you had a good weekend? I hope so. We have. It's getting very hot in here. The oven's been on forever. Let's check. Yes. Good, crispy like I wanted. Let's just flip them over so they're the flesh side up. And yep, it is nice just not wasting potato skins. It's actually something that I used to not do. I didn't used to keep the potato skins because I was a bit weird about, I don't know, the dirt or whatever, but just wash them really well beforehand. And then instead of throwing them out, if you're just using like a whole heap of the inside flesh here, just put it in the oven with some, roast it in the oven with some olive oil, some salt, pepper, and rosemary. And yeah, they're pretty crispy. Oh, no, they're too hot to handle. I'll show you in a second. And I'm just gonna scroll up a tiny bit, and yes, OMG Pete, food, yes. Lots of food. We're making heaps today. Eat It Dads. The rhythm of bulk prep for future meals is so relaxing. It is. I love getting on top of things and knowing that we have a heap of food in the freezer that I know is just there, that we can just heat up, put straight back on the sandwich press again, straight from frozen. They cook up so well, especially for those days where we just can't be bothered with being creative. And by we, I mean me. I do all the food prepping and the cooking here. Josh does all the other things in life. But the cooking is really my domain. So sometimes I get a little fatigued with making like decisions every single day about what we're gonna eat. So it's good having just wholesome meals in the freezer all ready to go. And lots of hellos, yes. And oh, there's a summon the puppy. Sorry, I scrolled up so far. Get on with your tinkering. It's Addie. There's been a summon the puppy. Sorry, I scrolled up. Hey, Eat It Dads, summon the puppy, and hydrate. Addie. Woo! You wanna jump up and say hi? Yeah. Here's the
We just ate it.
Oh my goodness, that's the risk with summon the puppy. Did you see that? Did you see? Now we're gonna have to like, you little gremlin. She thought that was her invitation to just eat it. Oh my goodness, you big baby. I'm gonna have to scrape the top little layer of that chicken off.
Yeah, OMGP, if you could clip that, that'd be great.
Yes, if you could clip, that'd be, oh yeah, let's put this in an Addy bowl. Yep, that goes to Addy now. Don't you dare do that again. All right, top layer of chicken coming off. That'll be Addy's future food. Wow, she just went for it. She's not usually that bold. Oh my goodness. I'll put that in the fridge. You can have that late. I'm not gonna encourage you. And you can have that later. Wow. It's a risky channel point, isn't it, having to summon the puppy? And hydrate. Thank you very much. That is now my third sip of water this morning, so thank you. If we didn't have that, I'd probably just fall on the floor. Okay, what have we done? We've got coconut rice on the base. We've got sweet potato. We've got chicken. We've got broccoli. We've got our leafy green medley of spinach and rocket and all those good things chopped up really, really finely. We have got capsicum, which some call bell peppers, and black beans. Black beans and corn and cheese. Cool. That's all our like ingredients. And I'm thinking these ones, I'm gonna put in some guacamole. It's really great with many different sauces and things, so we can switch up the combination to keep it interesting. Because Josh could eat the same thing every single day. I could not. Josh did eat the same thing every single day. I've mentioned in a previous stream, but he would eat butter chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I just could not. Addy Jones, yep, yes. She would be in so much trouble if we weren't streaming, and if I hadn't told her that it was okay to jump up. She only ever does it if we allow her, but she never usually chomps on the food. But she's been tempted. She's smelt the chicken cooking for quite some time that she thought, nah, I'm going for it. I'm gonna risk it. Okay, we just guac, I think, for this one, because we need to get ours on so then we can get on to the next load. Oh, and this is, can you see how I'm wrapping it? I'm doing one side first, and then the other two sides, and then rolling it and smushing it down a little so that we've got a little package of goodness. And I'll make them all first and then put them on at the same time in case I get distracted. Oh, that was, yee. She's staring at me. She is right there doing those puppy eyes because she knows there's chicken up there. There we go. That was chaotic, wasn't it, Addy? Chaos. And Khan, Eat It Dad's good point. I could fix so many issues by running an Ethernet cable and putting a desktop in the kitchen rather than a laptop. Oh no, you've got someone to talk to about your tinkering. It is very exciting, and I'm so thankful that Josh knows what he's doing with the setup. I have a very base level knowledge of setting up this this situation. We're using Josh's phone at the moment, and it has an app called, what was it? It was like an OBS app, basically. So then we could use the phone, because Josh's phone is a lot better than my phone. There we go, that was a perfect one there. Let's put them on. So we can maybe move through them a little faster. How many do we think we can fit on? I was thinking 4, but we'll see. Yeah, 4 is all we can fit on. That's all good. There's 8 in a pack, so 4 at a time is good. Let's get on to the next 4. And Pinky says, by the way, both Josh and yourself tried the rice from the spoon you're using for the rice. Yup. Oh well, good thing it's just us eating it. If I knew we were making this for other people to share, then I would definitely be far more strict about the hygiene of it, and she certainly would not be jumping up. Yeah. But yes, it is just Josh and I, and we've got so many different sauces that I know we're gonna just smash through these. I'm gonna be eating these wraps probably most days, probably for lunch, because we have been so busy with doing our landscaping recently. We're saving $10,000 by doing it ourselves. I had a quote the other day that was $10,000 for basically just laying down some grass, which is ridiculous. So we're doing it ourselves, but it does mean we need to use the daylight hours for being out there because we don't have any lights installed outside yet. It's on the list of things to do. Yes, but it's good having easy lunches like this that I don't have to spend heaps of time prepping. It's literally just once they're cooked and then they're frozen, all I have to do is put them straight out onto this sandwich press. And Droid Cam OBS, that was the name of the app. There we go. But yes, maybe one day we'll have a fancy camera that we can connect into, rather than me stealing Josh's phone for like, I feel like this is probably gonna be about a 3-hour stream. What time do we start? Was it 10? 11, 12, 1. We've nearly been going for 3 hours. It was a lot of prep though. We had to cook the chicken, we had to cook the sweet potatoes. It was quite a bit of prep. But wow, 3 hours. So thanks for being here as we prep. It definitely makes the time go faster when I have you guys to talk to. We've got our broccoli. I've never done broccoli in these, by the way, but I have had the biggest craving for broccoli and we couldn't find it for the longest time, that when we finally found it the other day, I bought heaps of it, and then we saw it in the stores yesterday, so I thought, nah, I'm getting it now. If it's there, I'm getting it. So we're putting it in, but just added yumminess. I do love melted cheese on broccoli, like broccoli cheese or cauliflower cheese. They were just the best side dish when I was younger. And then you did it wrong, sorry. Wait, what? What did you do wrong? I don't think you did anything wrong, OMGP. I don't think you could do anything wrong. Oh, okay. All good. That is all good. And the wraps look so yummy. Thank you. Yes, my stomach thinks so too. I definitely should have had a bigger breakfast because now it's lunchtime. I say this every stream, don't I? I should have eaten more before I started. I guess I eat during the stream. I've finally gotten more comfortable with, oh yeah, I can just eat on stream, that's fine. I have to taste test things, or else how are we gonna know if the rice is done? And we're just loading it with these leafy greens. I am so excited that we're finally growing lettuce outside. because that's the one thing that I constantly go to the stores to buy is lettuce. Because those salad packs, like the ones that you just buy from the regular store, like, I don't know, Woolies or Aldi or Coles or whatever you have, these ones here where they have like the medley of baby leaves, I didn't realize, but if you read the back, it says, once opened, consume within 24 hours. Why? It's salad, but apparently a while ago there was this whole issue with salmonella from salad packs. Not this brand, not from Aldi, but that scared me. So then I figured, yeah, we'll just make our own, we'll just grow our own. But we're not quite there yet. We've eaten a lot of our own lettuce, but probably too much, so I don't want to stress our plants out. Yeah. But yes, I do wonder why you would have to use them up. Where's the tongs? Oh, what? Where'd my tongs go? I feel like I had other tongs. Did we see Addie steal the tongs? Is that what happened?
They're in the rosemary.
Oh, in the rosemary. What? Oh well, we'll get more tongs. Good thing I have quite a few things of tongs everywhere. And some corn. We have a ridiculous amount of corn. We will not be using all of that. That's fine, we'll probably roast it up and put it in some salads. It's probably the funnest way I know of eating corn. Some cheese. Wish we had feta, but when we walked down to the store this morning, we realized we live in South Australia and we're a sleepy state and our stores don't open till 11 AM. I think Josh thought it was Monday and I was just hopeful. But yeah, they weren't open, so then we had to walk all the way back home with no feta. Okay, so we've done guac. Did we put corn in this one? No. See, we missed out on corn, did we? Well, there's not enough. You know what, I put corn just in one. Is unacceptable. Corn needs to be in all of them. Unless you don't like corn, then feel free to not put corn in your own toasted wraps if you end up making them. Now we've got black, nope. Why am I only focusing on this one? All good. That's a good thing. Even if you just forget some of these ingredients for some of the wraps, it's fine. It just switches it up, so then not all the wraps are the same, which keeps it very interesting. Now, this was the sauce that I used the last time, which is a spicy peri peri mayo. It's not opened yet. It's so good. It goes so well with this cheddar cheese. I'm just gonna drizzle that on top. Did we miss anything crucial? Did we put chicken in? I feel like chicken's crucial. It's not. If you're vegan, you can definitely put in tofu or not tofu. I think we did put chicken in. More chicken. Didn't shred that one very well. There we go. So yes, if you missed it, Josh and I are doing our own landscaping, saving a ton of money doing it ourselves, and that's on the agenda for later today. So I've been doing this for 3 hours. I can't believe it's been 3 hours, that's crazy to me. So we'll have lunch soon. We'll definitely be having these for lunch. And then I'll be changing out of this dress, getting on my work boots, and going back out to the garden to shovel some dirt. And that's basically going to be our entire day. Making wraps, eating wraps, doing our landscaping. And we already took Addie for a walk. Whoa, I did not pack that one well. Whoops. I will check on those in a second. Usually I can get the timing pretty well where when I've finished a wrap load, then these ones are done. I did not pack this one well. I put it way over to one side. It's all right, we fixed it. It's okay. What would be the equivalent to that peri peri spicy sauce in the US? Chipotle sauce. Yep, it's very, very similar to Chipotle sauce. I think it's maybe a little smokier. I think this one that we have, a little smokier than the Chipotle that we have in the fridge. But interestingly enough, we don't really get a lot of Chipotle in Australia, and I feel like up until a couple of years ago, we just could not find it, couldn't find it anywhere. The only place we could ever get Chipotle was when we would eat out at Zambreros, where they had, which is like a Mexican fast food place. And I loved the Chipotle sauce there so much that then I went on a hunt to find it in any store, and they just didn't have it anywhere, so now we have been able to find it, which is good. And I have put Chipotle in these before, but this one, really smoky, which is really a great taste to go along with like the delicate flavor of coconut rice and something smoky like this peri peri spicy mayo and the sweet potato. The combination of the three of those, so good. There we go, there's our little toasted wraps, perfectly toasted. You don't want to over toast them because you will freeze them and then put them back on the toasting machine when you're ready to eat them. So definitely don't want to overdo it. There we go. I'll start laying them out. And I won't use my hands because that seems dangerous because they are awfully hot because we packed them really, really tight. There you go, look how perfect that is. It's perfect. And you're welcome, Pinky. That's all good. I'll definitely try and say what maybe a substitute might be for any type of sauce or any type of ingredient where I can. And eat it as it is replying to Kuna Khan. So it's totally, I run off a laptop, but just run the cable through the house and unplug it later. It's annoying, but works. Yeah, we've also got a bit of a, our system is a little bit janky. We only ever put it up when I'm doing the cooking stream. And we've got the laptop here, we've got the tripod with Josh's phone plugged in there, plugged into the laptop, and then like a power board there, and yeah, it's a bit much. Oh, and then the Rode mic, we've got that plugged into the laptop there. Lots of cables, heaps of cables. Maybe I'll take a photo of it and put it on my Instagram story so you can see exactly what the setup is. But it works. Well, this one does. This camera works, the GoPro camera doesn't. But maybe we'll have better luck if we use the GoPro over Wi-Fi connected on to Addie, because we did buy her a GoPro mount for a dog. There you go, we've got all our wraps. And the secret is wrap them up tightly, because we don't want them leaking out. And if there are things that are more liquidy, like the peri peri or the guac or the cheese, even when that melts, if they're not wrapped up tightly, then the wrap itself can get quite soggy, and we don't want soggy toasted wraps. We want them toasted. I was joking that I should get another one of these toasty makers because it would make this process a whole lot quicker, but I'm really just not keeping up in time with it, am I? We'll get faster. Khan says a 10-meter Ethernet cable should fix a fair amount. Go straight to Amazon. Oh no. 10 meter? Okay, I'm gonna try and be a little more efficient with making these. Also, it is my greatest fear in life that I'm going to accidentally drop one of these little sachet things and then Addie will eat it. I've had nightmares about it. I have nightmares, Addie. She's wandered out, she heard her name. Now we roll. Ooh, these ones are like already separated. Yes, good. I like it when they're separated. These are the whole grain ones. So that makes it easier. Let's do this. Let's get efficient. Rice. Eat It Dads, I've definitely cooked, oh, you've cooked one of those little things into a dish before. Oh, the fear is valid. Well, I never had that fear before of cooking in a dish. Now that's a new fear. Oh no, that's awful. That'd be devastating. Spending all this time making a lovely dish and then, oh no, cooked a little sachet oxygen absorber thing into it. Oh. I'll probably feature in my nightmare tonight. Something that I cook Addie. That'd be awful. I really don't like them. I don't like that they put them in like shoe boxes and things, and it's got like extremely toxic. Sweet potatoes next. Look at how pureed that is, and we didn't even have to do anything. So good. Gone are the days of me peeling a sweet potato, cutting it into little cubes, putting it on the cooktop and stirring, and yeah, nah, so much easier. Just put it in the oven. Put it in the oven and forget about it. And then the skin comes straight off, which, by the way, they are just cooling over there, those sweet potato skins. Oh yes, I missed that little shot, but yes. So as Connor Khan said, at the moment, the laptop, which is right here, is outputting to a separate desktop, which is mine, which I helped build. I helped build my own computer, and that's doing the encoding because it's way more powerful than a laptop, and it means that it won't sound like it's taking off like an aeroplane with doing all the encoding. I've got speed now, look at me go. And having the broccoli stems as well just bulks this up even more. So very bulky type of base we've just got there. With coconut rice, sweet potato, and the broccoli. Now we're going for chicken. For that added protein. I feel like this has just the best combination of foods to make your all energized for the day. We've got a pesto that I think I might do next. And Eat It Does says, assuming you use a desktop for gaming too. I definitely do. Yes, I've been playing Days Gone, which is like an adventure, survival, post-apocalyptic game, which I'm loving. I'm doing my first playthrough ever of it. So that's been really fun. There's zombies. And OMG Pete was helping me last time. That's been really fun, but yes, that's where I do my gaming on that computer. Thus, using it for encoding where the laptop doesn't have the power. What do you do with the skins? I eat a lot of sweet potato roasting and usually discard the skins. Oh, you discard them. That's what I used to do. So with the skins, I just cut, well, first I washed the sweet potato so I can wash off all the dirt. Washed them, stuck them straight in the oven. And once they, well, I put it in the microwave today, but usually I would just put them straight in the oven, wait till they're done, until they're, you know, you poke them and they're squishy and you know the flesh is done. Cut into them, scooped out all the sweet potato flesh, which we're using for our wraps here. And the skins, I just toss them in a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and rosemary, and just pop them straight back in the oven. And they should be cooled down now. There we go. So this one. And this is what it comes out like. So super yum, crunchy. They're like, yeah, potato skins. I don't know if you've seen How I Met Your Mother, but Ted Mosby raves about potato skins. These are amazing ones. Sweet potato, because as the name suggests, they're sweeter. But yeah, that's what I would do instead of throwing them out. Just, they're like chips, basically. Could you hear that crunch? So yes, I always save them now. And the most nutrients is actually directly under the skin, is what I've heard. Just inhaled some pepper then. And yes, going over Wi-Fi, so I might stutter occasionally. Yeah, Josh had to come out before because we were going over Wi-Fi with the phone. So then the audio was not syncing with like the picture as well as it should be. OMGP, yummo. Yes. And I also do it with just regular potatoes. Where even if I'm peeling them, if I peel a whole bunch of potatoes, I never get rid of the skins. I just keep them and then put them in a bowl, cover them with olive oil and salt and pepper, put them straight into the oven, roast them, take them out, flip them around, and then put the rosemary on them, so the rosemary doesn't burn. And yeah, then they become like little little potato chips. That's the pepper in my in the back of my throat. Eat It Dads. I'm 100% trying that next time. Sounds great. Thanks for the tip. You are most welcome. I'm not sure if I saw that anywhere before doing it, but maybe one day I just thought, wow, you can eat potato skins, right? I saw it on How I Met Your Mother where Ted Mosby was eating potato skins, and I think I was like, oh, why am I throwing them out? I could be eating them. And when I was younger, I had a friend who said, well, their mother, who was like a health guru, said that the most nutrients is directly under the skin, so eat it all. So that's why she never peeled her apples or anything. Oh, the smell of pesto. This is basil pesto. So good. So that's what we're doing in these now. We're shifting over to the pesto. So it's a good thing we didn't use too much oil on basically anything. What do we use oil on? Not much. Not even the chicken or the sweet potato, because basil, oh, there's a whole heap of fat in the coconut milk. That's what it is. But yes, basil, very high in oil, because I'm gonna mix it in because it like separates as that much. And Eat It Dad says, there are potato skins at the shops, just like chips. Totally makes sense to, yeah, just make your own. Yep, so true. I've never actually, I feel like Australia just doesn't have, I don't know, so many of these things that Americans have, but I've never seen potato skins anywhere. And we have, I think, so we're called the festival state because we have a whole range of festivals, and I've never seen potato skins anywhere. But then I see them on like these American shows, so yep. I try not to waste anything really, like even with the broccoli, we use the stalk, which is good. That's probably a heap of pesto. I don't care, I like pesto. Is that everything? Yep, I think we're ready to roll these ones. If you can fry it, Americans on it. Yes, that is something that you guys do extremely well. Very inventive with your frying. Yes. So true. Potatoes are definitely my favorite vegetable, by the way. Those are sizzling. I think I've been so slow. These are almost ready. I got to wrap quicker. And the broccoli stalk is the secret to good pesto. Good to know. I've made my own pesto. I just did I figured I was prepping so much that I'm just gonna get a bunch of sauces to experiment around with different flavors. But good to know that broccoli stalk is the secret ingredient to pesto. Yeah, I boiled up a whole heap of broccoli and chopped it up really finely so then it can just, yeah, be throughout the entire wrap rather than having like a big chunk of broccoli in the wrap. We don't really have a big chunk of anything in these wraps, which is good. That's how I like it. It also makes freezing them much better if they're in small little, I don't know, chopped up pieces like this. So then when you put them straight back on the toasty machine, they don't, I don't know, you don't have a big wad of like broccoli. So it's not like icy. Yep. Oh, you have a panini press. Is that what it's called? Yes, I have a panini press. I always just call it a toasty maker. I feel like it's a very Australian thing, toasty maker. But yes, I guess it would be a panini maker. And I love it. I love it so much. Okay, we've got our next 4 ready. This one's like the most perfect one ever. Look at that. Look how good that is. It's very hot. And that one that I didn't wrap very well slightly started to come out onto the paper. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, but it doesn't burn too much. But yes, we're on to our first load of our wholemeal wraps, which I actually like wholemeal more than white. Just, I don't know, feels more wholesome eating. Unless it's a like sausage on bread, then I'm all for the white bread. There's our next load. Okay, I'm gonna try and not get distracted this time. Oh, and just catching up on the chat before that. Sorry, Eat It Dad. Sorry, I missed your previous message. So you said, Totes, I'd tried a bunch of setups for my partner's stream before landing on just running the cable, even having a mesh network point right by the laptop didn't help. Right. Oh, your partner streams as well. That's exciting. What do they stream? Very cool. I'll definitely check them out. I think you mentioned that you were the cook. Did you mention that in your? I feel like there's always like one main cook, at least everyone that I know of, and everyone's families or the friends that I grew up with. There was always like one that would do the cooking. For my family, it was my dad. My dad was definitely, well, is definitely the chef. Always cooking amazing foods. I told him that he should start a YouTube channel. He's also very wholesome. That'd be great. I would watch that. My dad's definitely the one that I learnt the just be creative, kind of do what looks right, what feels right. Don't necessarily need to follow a recipe. In fact, he hardly ever did. He's got a great feel for how things should be cooked and what should be added in. Although he did send me his the family recipe to chocolate custard, which I had never made before, and I definitely needed a recipe for that because I didn't want to mess it up. And Eat It Does says, I am definitely the cook. I'm 100% the homemaker and mum of the household. That's so great to hear. That's awesome. Yep, I am that for this household. And I sustain the life of Addie and Josh by feeding them. I thought that would make me the favorite for Addie, but I don't know. She's going through a phase where I think Josh is her favorite at the moment. Maybe because I tell her off more. Oh, she's so cute. She's just sleeping by the window and she's using her paw as a pillow. She's using her paw as a pillow. I feel like I have to show you, but I'll make this, and then maybe if she's still doing that, I'll turn you around and point the camera at her. And she streams Fortnite, mainly squads with a bunch of regulars on the chat. I pop in and die a whole bunch and bring the team down sometimes. Oh, I'm sure you don't. Sure you don't let them down. I'm sure you're there to make them look good. Because if you're the one dying, then they're the one not dying. I don't know. I haven't played Fortnite actually. I need to. It looks fun. I've watched other people play it, but I've never played it. I haven't put any chicken on. Don't let me forget to put chicken on these ones. That'd be sad. I'll just put it on now before I forget. Eat It Dads, it's a balance. If you feel comfortable with the ways you show up for each other to make a whole, that's the best. Yep, couldn't agree more. Yes, we've all got our strengths and all the things that we enjoy doing more. I certainly enjoy cooking. Josh does not, but that's fine. It means I get to do it more. What should we put on this one? So far we've done the guac, we've done the spicy peri peri, and we've done the pesto. We've now got lime and chili in this very fancy tub for mayo. Good thing we have a lot of spoons. Smells good. Smells really tangy. That's the lime, right? Oh, I'm getting kind of crazy with the cheese, aren't I? That was a lot of cheese. Well, I hope I get that one for lunch. They're all gonna get mixed around, but that one looks the best so far that I've made. And fuel caution. Thanks for popping in. I challenge you to borrow and wear someone's reading glasses for bits the whole stream. I don't have reading glasses, but I have blue light glasses. Can be anyone's, but it's a challenge. Well, I can do that. I do have blue light glasses, which, not gonna lie, it wouldn't be the worst thing with me staring at the screen for what has now been 3 hours and 26 minutes. I accept your challenge. Bits! Cheers! What's happening? Very exciting. Fuel caution just cheered 2 bits. Thank you very much for cheering. That's my first ever bits, which is very exciting. I will go grab my blue light glasses because it'll actually probably help with the little bit of headache that I'm just getting a tiny bit of head. I'll be back. I got bits. Thank you. There we go. Has anyone used blue light glasses before, and what are your thoughts? I feel like I don't use them nearly enough because I forget that they're there. And oh, we're cheering. What's that? What? Oh, good Addie. Oi. Oh, I know, you're just excited. What is happening? We're getting cheers. And fuel caution just cheered 2 bits. Another 2 bits. Thank you so much. Lavender says, I challenge you to not wear glasses. And Lavender cheered 4 bits. You're just kidding. Not for 2 bits, unfair. Has to be magnifying reading glasses. I don't have any, but if you wanna cheer more bits, then I would have money for them. But I do not have magnifying reading glasses. Yeah, them or nothing at the moment. We have good eyesight. We don't have glasses, like glasses. We just have these blue light glasses. There we go, there's our next 4. And we're building up our pile. Oh, you can't even see the pile, I just realized. We'll move it closer. There's the progress that we have made. I know, Addie, that was exciting, wasn't it? Okay, I'm getting better with the timing of these. And you know what? Lavender Cube was like, what'd you say? Like, you challenged me to not wear them, and then she gave 4 bits, so you know what? I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna take them off for a little bit, because 1, they look dorky, and 2, I'm probably spending more time staring at the food than reading the chat, and it keeps it interesting. Cheer more bits and I'd put them on. Lavender Cube is actually just my regular glasses, but I only need them for reading or driving pretty much. And they have blue light protection as well. Awesome. Yeah, I found when I was sitting in the office all day in my 9 to 5, having the blue light glasses were excellent. I just wish they weren't so big, but I guess it's like fully protecting your entire eye. Not like reading glasses like I don't know, what older people wear, where they wear them and they're like really slim ones. And what's in the jar in front of the broccoli? I haven't seen you using it. There's 2 jars. There's one in front and one behind based on where we're sitting. We've got basil pesto, which smells amazing and it's probably the strongest scent out of everything that is cooking right now. And then this jar here is a lime and chili mayo. Yes, so green one, basil pesto. Well, look at me, risky. I'm just carrying them all at the one time. I'm a maniac. This was a poor decision. There we go. It worked out okay. That's all the wholemeal wraps done. And back on to the white ones. Oh, why are these so hard to open? Sometimes these resealable ones are just too hard. Okay, Eat It Dads, I'm gonna make sure that I grab this and not wrap it in. I'm scared now that I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I don't know why the white ones just really stick to each other. Like, really quite annoying. Whereas the wholemeal ones, they didn't at all. Strange. We're risking it, we're risking it. Yay, it didn't rip. It's all good. And Addie wants more chicken. Yeah, she does. I should probably move it in place of the broccoli if she jumps up again. Yes. Okay, on to the white ones. Oop. Oh, you know what we forgot? The grilled peppers. Oh well. They will go in this batch. Oh, if I can open it. Hey Josh, did you move that silicone grippy thing to open jars?
Oh, I think we used it outside.
Oh, I did it.
Well done.
I did it.
Yes, I think we used that outside.
I have a dent in my hand. Look at that dent. Ow. Yes, spicy. Spicy grilled peppers. Not too spicy though, I don't think. Smells good. I love fire roasted peppers. Oh yeah, they're saying peppers on this. We never call them peppers here, we call them capsicum. These must be from America. Nope, Italy. Anyway, that was very exciting to get my first ever bits. Very cool, but yes, I think I'll keep them off. Also, I think with looking down, I could feel them slipping, so I think keeping them on all stream would actually be a challenge because they'd probably slip off and fall into these wraps that I'm making, so. thank you very much for the challenge. And thank you very much for Lavender Cube for also sharing some bits and unchallenging.
Thank you, Lavender.
Thank you, Lavender. Lavender is always looking out for me.
Yeah, she always has the best intentions at heart.
Yes, she does. We love you, Lavender. Oh, I'm going crazy with that's the most amount of rice I have done in any of them.
My rice, Addie.
Your rice. Wait, are you using a new one every time?
Not every time.
Don't use it. Just use the same spoon. Just walk around with your spoon. Stop making dishes.
I'm here.
You're like a pencil. Just put it behind your ear. How good is coconut rice, Josh? So good. Also, I feel like I've been doing this for an awfully long time that I'm almost getting worried about the chicken, but it did take a while to cook, but I'm almost getting worried about it. It'll be fine. Maybe I should put the chicken in the fridge in between me making them. Maybe that'll be smart because it's been out for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because I'm paranoid like that when it comes to chicken. And like I said, when I'm streaming, the time just passes crazy quick. Oh, Lavender Cube, love you guys too. Con says to Pete, the perk of setting up the stream is that I take my payment in snacking. Yeah, he does. Josh always teasing us, yes. If I could give you some of this coconut rice, I definitely would. Out of all the ingredients here, coconut rice is number one. Oh, we're getting a bit low on our black beans, which is good because we actually only have 4 more unpackaged wraps. But I think we've got some more in the pantry if we have like an excessive amount of food left over. I'm just swapping up what I'm putting in them, by the way. I'm just doing what feels right. Some of them will have broccoli, some of them won't. They've all had broccoli, but these ones won't. Just to keep it interesting. I think they'll probably all have sweet potato because we have a lot. True, yep. Very true. He also does do the dishes, so it works well. I usually do all the cooking and make all the mess, and then Josh does the dishes. It's a pretty good system. It means I get to be creative. I didn't even use the grilled peppers. So, this one we're subbing out the broccoli for these grilled peppers that look so good. They look fire roasted. Aldi did do a giant jar of fire roasted capsicum, peppers, whatever you want to call them. Huge. It was, no kidding, the jar itself was this big. It was massive. It was glorious, and I haven't seen them do it ever since I bought it. Sad, because that was excellent. Sometimes Aldi just comes out with the greatest deals on things, and they do their special weekly buys that they only ever do like once a year. Oh, I wish we had feta with these fire roasted peppers or grilled peppers. But we don't have any I also don't think I'll put capsicum, like the green capsicum in with this because we already have that. But I think lime and chili would go the best with this. Also, I've never tasted this before, so I should probably see if I actually like it. I do. It's very, very limey. More lime flavoring than I would have thought. That's all good. I like lime. And it's not spicy at all. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Wow, that got me. Ew. Whoa. Lime and chili. They're not kidding with the name. It's like lime. Oh yeah, it's super limey. And then just chili just hits you. Wow. Good though. But we're gonna douse that in some cheese. We're getting a little low in cheese, by the way, and I don't want to grate anymore. So maybe I'll have to cut into the other stack of just the sliced cheese that we always have in the fridge if Josh hasn't eaten it all. This morning he rolled out of bed, turned on the kettle, made himself a coffee, and I asked if he wanted to go for a walk, and he grabbed out 3 slices of cheese and took it on the walk with us. Like nice, tranquil walk in the morning with your 3 slices of cheese.
And you as well.
And me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took my 3 slices of cheese and you out for a walk.
I took you out for a walk. You just want to sit here and eat cheese.
I'll be half.
Mm.
Walk and eat cheese. Work off the cheese. Eat some of the cheese.
You're not gonna want lunch. You're just snacking on all the things.
I want lunch.
I want lunch. Maybe we'll make this our last batch, I think, because I'm awfully hungry and it is 1:42. Oh no, we did put chicken. I was gonna say, did we not put chicken in these? But we did. There's definitely chicken in these ones. You are not coming out for
No, I'm actually coming out for the tape measure.
What are you getting the tape measure for?
Measure how long an Ethernet cable we
I blame Eat It Dads. I blame you. He's got the tape measure out, measuring for the Ethernet cable now. I have a question for chat. Sorry, that's all good. If it means that we can improve this janky system that we set up every single time, that'd be great. It's just Josh never gets out the tape measure, but when he does, that's so loud. So loud. Sorry if that hurt your ears. I support this endeavor. Ida Dad says.
Nice.
Yes, no, if we can have a good setup, that'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be much better than going over Wi-Fi.
So it doesn't mean that we need to get electrician friendo back in?
No, I can just run a Ethernet cable across the floor and unplug it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Do I have enough ports back here?
Now he's counting the ports. Lavender Cube says, OMG, we have Ethernet running up our ceiling from the living room to our offices. Lol. I love seeing other people's setups. I love it. Especially the creative ones. They're fun. But yeah, so I'll definitely take a photo of our setup. We have a ring light there that I have not turned on because my eyes just couldn't take it today. I had a migraine right after my last stream. Well, right towards the tail end of it, which was awful. So my eyes are still a little sensitive. Since after then it's very bright here anyway, like the sun's out, we got lights on, but not the ring light because, yeah, eyes could not hack it. we are putting on our last round, I think. Look at this pile growing. We are now 3 layers high. We'll be 4 very soon. Will it be our last round? I don't know now. We have so much left over. Oh, what? We have more wraps here. Okay, it's not the last round. Definitely not the last round. I'll try and make these ones a bit bigger. OMGP, we have 25 feet of Ethernet cable. Feet, 25 feet. I don't know what that is, in meterage. I'm trying to picture it. It sounds like a lot. Is that a lot, Josh?
Decent amount.
Decent, yep, okay, yep. Awesome. I want to see people's setups. "25 feet of Ethernet cable." Yes, 7.5 meters. Okay. Josh is like Mr. Google back there. He's Mr. Google and tech support. It's great. All right, I might get the chicken out. Nope. I find it's actually better putting the rice first, because sometimes if you put chicken down or like the capsicum, when you roll it over, sometimes, depending on the wrap, it can split through. So I like having a nice little bed of coconut rice to begin with. So then it just lays a good foundation where nothing's gonna stab through the wrap and then cause an issue when it's cooking. And Kono says our house is fairly well wired for internet except for the kitchen, oddly enough. Who would have thought we'd need it? Yeah, I had no clue that I'd be doing cooking streams. Didn't even know it was a thing, really. I didn't even really know about Twitch until a while ago. And yeah, would have been good to plan it out, but that's all good. I guess that's what Josh is doing now. He's already bought a few things off Amazon earlier this morning to get the GoPro situation working, because for some reason the GoPro sitting on the tripod would always be tilted. It would always be crooked, no matter what. So we got like blue tack and stuck it on the other side to try and prop it up, but then it would just eventually go back the other way. Cool. Confirm 10 meter of cable should be sufficient in this case. Excellent. Cool, that's cool if we can do that. Well done. Perfect, awesome. Are you having guests or do these preserve well? So no guests, definitely not. I don't know if you might have missed it, Lavender, but OMG Pete did I think it was OMG Pete, wasn't it, that redeemed the, Summon the Puppy channel point, and then Addie jumped up. The chicken was here and she just like tilted her head and ate the top layer of chicken off. So I had to scrape off the next layer of chicken and put that in a little Addie pile. So definitely not for guests. These are just for us. They preserve really well. This is my go-to meal that I make all the time, like every month. Yes, silly Addie. Yeah, she's lying down by the window, probably thinking about all that chicken she just ate. She's literally only had chicken and cheese this morning for breakfast. What a life, although so is Josh. Oddly similar diet when left to their own devices. Sorry, I'm getting very, very distracted with my chatting. They freeze extremely well. So as long as you chop things up small enough, like the broccoli, don't have it in big florets, or else that's hard to defrost, but chop it up really small. We've got coconut rice. Anyone who's missed it, I'll run through it again. We've just got wraps We've got some coconut rice, which is just rice cooked with coconut cream or milk if you have coconut milk, just in a can. We've got some sweet potato, broccoli, leafy greens that I've chopped up really finely, capsicum or bell pepper, cheese, definitely, I put cheese in every single one of them, and corn, and the very last of the black beans. And I just spread it all around, do different sauces for them, toast them on the toasty maker, and yeah, once they cool down, which is what they're doing now, that's why I'm layering them in this sort of a, I don't know, where they can kind of aerate. Once they cool down, then we put them in the fridge for the ones that we're going to eat in the next couple of days. They probably last about 3 days in the fridge, and the rest we just put them all in our freezers. Yes, multiple. We have 2 freezers, and I want to get a bigger one because then I can do more meal prepping. And it just is so good knowing that we have something wholesome and homemade in our freezer that we can just stick right back on the toasty press or panini press and heat it up and eat it. So I bulk make them, and it really just takes away the decision fatigue because I find I'm making too many decisions about so many things, and some days I just want to not think about what we're eating and just have something that's already had a whole lot of thought into it and love and is homemade sitting in the freezer. So yes, that's what I do. They freeze really well. Do the tortillas get too hard? No, they don't. No, they are perfect. As long as you don't overcook them in the first instance. So these are still like a little bit spongy. I'll show you the perfect level of this. What one's perfect? This one, they're all pretty perfect, to be honest, if I do say so myself. But yes, this is just a little lightly toasted on the top. Like the whole thing's quite warm, but it's not crunchy like if I was going to, I don't know, if I wanted it super crunchy to eat right then, I'd probably cook it a little bit more, but everything in there is cooked that needs to be cooked, like the chicken and everything, that's already cooked. And yeah, it's knowing that we're gonna freeze it, put it back in the panini press, and yeah, then it doesn't get too crispy or stale or anything. And what if you don't have a panini press? Ooh, or like a sandwich press or a toasting machine, or I don't know what I would do if I didn't have one. It's always what I do when I have leftover food. So microwave, yep. But I don't know how you would cook. Yeah, if you if you wanted just a wrap with all the different things that you have lying around your household, make it a wrap without toasting it, that'd be totally fine. I've done that before. And if you wanted it a little, I don't know, a little warmed, you could definitely zap it in the microwave. But I'd probably do the trick of putting in a cup of water in, like, next to the whatever you're putting in the microwave, so then it can kind of steam up a bit more and the moisture can, yeah, get into whatever you're like cooking in the microwave. That's always a really good trick that I use. Pesto, I think, for this one. Oh, and it does says I put things in a cast iron pan with another pan or something heavyish on top. Yes, I did picture that in my mind, and I was thinking, how do I explain that as well? That's also something we've done if you wanted it toasted, which I would recommend because melted cheese is life. Just getting like if you don't have a sandwich press, getting just a saucepan and putting one of these like wrapped up, put it on there, cook it, keep an eye on it so it doesn't stick on the bottom, and then flip it that would be like the most simple way of doing it. Just a little more time intensive, I think. Thanks for advice, everyone. Might have to invest in a panini press anyways, just haven't. I would recommend, and if you did want to get one for free, there is this thing called the Buy Nothing movement. I've talked about it a few times, but I think it's based on a book where there was, I think they were two friends and they were very interested, I could be wrong, but they were very interested in how society was moving towards like, oh, I need something, I'll just buy it instantly, compared to, you know, future generations when they needed something, they would ask someone if they had something that they could borrow, especially if it's a one-time use. So there's Facebook groups all around the world called the Buy Nothing, and then you put in whatever your area is. So mine would be Buy Adelaide, Buy Nothing, and then the suburb that I'm in Adelaide. And yeah, everything listed on there is for free. It's really a great way to promote like a circular economy, sustainability. It's even better than going to an op shop because you can see